is Jamal Ben Saddik.
Just 24 years of age, and yeah, you better believe they don't call Ben Saddik the Goliath for nothing. 6'9", the biggest active fighter on the Glory roster, with only the former heavyweight champion Semi Shield to rival him for size. And he's coming off a knockout win over an overmatched, short notice replacement at Glory 22 in Lille, France. He got into hot water with Glory after taking a fight outside of the organization against Glory veteran Hesdy Gerges, disqualified in that fight. And at times you have to question where he is at mentally. If he puts it all together, Stephen, he is a formidable competitor.
Absolutely. He's probably the hardest puncher in Glory. Early in his career, he was wild, kind of a face-first puncher, but he's become much more technical since he's been with that man right there, taking off his shirt, Nick Hammers. And Jamal Ben Saddik, like you said before, we don't want him to turn into an Andrew Golota to where he's going to short-circuit mentally.
Has big wins over Errol Zimmerman and Remy Bonyaski in Glory. And again, the first man to knock out current Glory heavyweight champion Rico Verhoeven.
His career resume includes a win over Remy Bonyaski in Tokyo back in 2013. Here comes Anderson Silva.
Anderson Braddock Silva making changes to his training camp, trained by Pedro Rizzo in Brazil, UFC and Pride veteran. But he told us, Stephen, he wants to move to California to train at the current IT gym, King's MMA, under none other than the maestro himself, Rafael Cordero.
And one of the problems is when too many fighters move to a gym, they don't get as much time with the master instructor. The old Trump gym used to see that here. You know, Anderson Silva, I think he should stay on the outside and use low kicks and really frustrate Ben Saddik and get him to make a mistake, because if he gets in the pocket, bad things can happen when Ben Saddik lands that big right hand.
Yeah, trying to snap a two-fight losing streak, losing to Sergey Helitonov, who he defeated here in Glory but lost to in Moscow, Russia last October. And before that, losing to Errol Zimmerman here in Glory. So he has been on the sidelines for a while, again disappointed with the way he feels he's been treated by Glory and the heavyweight machinations. But with a two-fight losing streak, the only way he can earn favor is by an impressive performance here tonight. It's time for the feature attraction on this edition of the Glory Super Fight Series, a battle of the big boys. Anderson Braddock Silva squaring off with the Goliath, Jamal Ben Saddik.
And Braddock Silva does have 20 more fights than Ben Saddik, but the Brazilian's stand-your-ground style may play right into the hands of the Goliath, who is younger, taller, and has a longer reach.
So, here at the joint of the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, the Glory Kickboxing debut. It's our first feature attraction. And here we are with the international voice of Glory one more time. Take it away, Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your headline super fight of the evening. A battle of two of the sport's powerhouse heavyweights who share a combined 74% knockout ratio. This bout sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Their chairman, Francisco Aguilar, and their executive director, Bob Bennett, are with us ringside. At the opening bell, your referee will be Steve Mazzagatti. From inside the joint at the beautiful Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's time for Glory! Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He is coming off a first-round knockout at Glory 22 France. His professional record, 26 wins with 4 losses, 22 of those wins by knockout. At 6 feet 9 inches tall, 2.05 meters, he weighed in at fight time at an even 295 pounds, 133.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Morocco. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Jamal, the Goliath Ben Saddik. Here now is his opponent, standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, a former Brazilian champion who carries a 63% knockout ratio. His career record, 38 wins with 12 losses, 1 bout scored even, 24 of those wins by knockout. At 6 feet 3.5 inches, 1.92 meters, he weighed in at fight time at 236.5 pounds, 107.3 kilos, fighting out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He is Anderson Braddock Silva. And once again, your referee, Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti has been assigned the task of overseeing this heavyweight attraction here on the Glory Super Fight Series. At almost 300 pounds, there are a lot of loaves in Ben Saddik's breadbasket. And while we crack wise, Stephen, you have to wonder about his conditioning coming in very heavy.
Yeah.
But he also carries a heavy hand.
Yeah, he really does. We'll see what happens if they go into the second and third round. It could be a big problem. But sometimes it's not about the shape of the fighter. Sometimes it's about whether he can land.
And Ben Saddik can land. 22 of his 26 victories have come via form of knockout. 24 of Silva's 38 wins have come inside the distance. And when the heavyweights are in the squared circle, all it takes is one shot.
Yeah, one thing I really like is some progress by Anderson Silva. Silva's using a lot of fakes. Prior to that, he didn't do that. He was at that gunslinger style where you just stand right in front of the guy and try and counter everything he does. He's using the fakes to try and get Ben Saddik to react. So he can set up that overhand right. He just landed it right there.
He used to train at the Team Nogueira facility in Rio de Janeiro, now with Pedro Rizzo. As we mentioned, has plans to get to California to train with Rafael Cordero. And of course, Cordero oversaw Murderer's Row at the Bondage Shooter Box Academy during the Pride Fighting Championships era.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal era. I mean, dating all the way back to Jose Pele Landi, Vanderlei Silva,
the Hua brothers,
Murillo Ninja Hua, Shogun Hua, Chris Cyborg.
And here's Silva putting it on Jamal Ben Saddik. Ben Saddik's coach told us that it was going to be Ben Saddik putting it on Silva as we pass the midpoint of the opening round.
Ben Saddik, I don't want to say gun shy, but it seems like he's worried about getting countered here. But Ben Saddik, for a big guy, he's got pretty fast reflexes.
Ben Saddik's coach saying that the fighter was going to break Silva with pressure from the opening bell. That hasn't been the case. With less than a minute remaining, Silva has gotten the better of the exchanges.
And I'm actually impressed with Silva's boxing because he doesn't have that stiff upper body arm shield thing that he used to have. He's using head movement.
Yeah, he's exhibiting good composure.
Right, exactly. Staying out of the way of the bomb.
Using the jab. 30 seconds left in the round.
Yeah, speaking of the jab, Ben Saddik should throw the jab. He should start popping that jab out there.
Well, with an 8-inch reach advantage, you would expect him to use that pool cue jab.
Yeah.
Inside low kick by Silva. It's funny, at any given second, despite the fact that maybe they're static right now with 10 seconds left, you know with the heavyweights, it just takes one big bomb, and they are throwing bombs now to close out the opening round.
Ben Saddik almost came alive in that round, but I believe that round slipped away from him. Anderson Silva was too slick, pressed the action, moved his head, didn't get caught with hardly anything. So Silva walked away, and that man right there, Jamal Ben Saddik, he's got to get that jab going.
Nicky Hemmers, the son of the legendary trainer Cor Hemmers, administering instructions. Robin Van Roosmalen in the corner as well, the Glory lightweight champion, making the trip to Las Vegas. A lot of experience in the corner of Jamal Ben Saddik, and yet Goliath just 24 years old and in his 31st professional kickboxing match. Started kickboxing at the age of 11. So he's been doing it for more than half his life. Round 2 underway.
It was an impassioned speech there in the corner of Jamal Ben Saddik by Nick Hemmers, telling him to basically get busy. It looked like he was telling him to go to the body, too.
Now, despite his setback, Silva felt cheated out of a title shot at Rico Verhoeven after his fight with Benjamin Adegbuyi fell through at Glory 21. It was a title eliminator until Adegbuyi was forced to pull out due to a leg injury, and instead of getting a shot at Verhoeven, Silva now facing Ben Saddik. Of course, Adegbuyi went on and faced Verhoeven, but man, Verhoeven simply outclassing him.
Yeah, Verhoeven right now, he's the class of the heavyweight division. And Silva just ran away with that first round, 18-7, 39% of his strikes landed. But we saw something. Whoa, wow. That was, it was kind of an axe kick, kind of a crescent kick, kind of a front kick. It was, we'll call it the Silva
You got a kick out of it.
I totally did.
1 minute gone here in the second round.
One thing that Ben Saddik did maybe a minute ago already was go to the body with a left-right. And then he stopped doing it. Now he's getting walked down. It's almost like he's not here mentally. He hasn't really pulled the trigger yet. Well, there we go.
Blocked by Silva, but still, when it's being thrown by a 6'9" behemoth, you're going to feel the impact of that kick. Yeah. Past the midpoint of the second round. Left hook to the body by Silva.
Yeah, I like the fact that Silva is throwing punches in combination. And he is so focused on this fight. I think, Morrow, you know, we talked about how Silva was peeved about the title situation. Adegbuyi getting the shot, and he's a guy who's supposed to fight and all this kind of stuff. I think that anger is really fueling his fight here.
Well, and it's doing it in a... He's exhibiting an improved fight IQ. He's not letting the emotions get to him. He's fighting a very composed, tactical fight.
Yeah.
A mature Anderson Silva.
Yeah, he's really improved here.
Oh, he just stayed a stiff jab from Ben Saddik. Has him cornered, though.
But Ben Saddik's letting him get too close now. He's not making him pay the price and bridging that gap.
Inside low kick scored for Silva. Yeah, Ben Saddik unable or unwilling to pull the trigger. Under 30 seconds left in the second round.
I think maybe he knows that if he pulls the trigger often enough, he's going to get tired. It's going to get ugly.
Final 10 seconds of the round. Anderson Silva in front of Jamal Ben Saddik. Inside low kick. Third and final round, straight ahead.
Anderson Silva continued to push the action. Ben Saddik is basically turtling up in the corner, throwing a punch occasionally. I'm sure that in the other corner, Nicky Hemmers cannot be happy with the performance right now of Jamal Ben Saddik. Anderson Silva, Renato Babalu Sobral was in the corner giving instructions. One of the great fighters from Brazil, formerly with Cuas Vale Tudo, been an MMA fighter forever, fought in Strikeforce, fought in Pride.
Nice to see Babalu in Silva's corner. A lot of luminaries on hand, including at ringside. A nice crowd turning out for the Glory debut here in Las Vegas. Wherever you may be watching around the world, we hope you are enjoying the Glory Super Fight Series. Final round underway. According to The Fight Professor's unofficial scorecard. Jamal Ben Saddik, Goliath, is going to have to land a monster strike in order to win this fight.
Yeah, he needs at least a knockdown to get this thing evened up.
Pace picking up to begin round 3, so heeding the advice of Nicky Hemmers, a more aggressive start for Ben Saddik.
Yeah, that right roundhouse kick, even though you block it, that's going to hurt. Nice short left hook on the inside.
Silva coming in, putting the pressure on Ben Saddik. Right hand clips Ben Saddik's jaw.
Don't hold, fight.
Silva showing so much ring generalship, not just going in there blazing and throwing a bunch of punches that missed. Almost every strike that he threw, once he got Ben Saddik to back up like that, landed.
It's been a while since Silva scored a knockout victory. Came against Igor Jurkovic at Glory 4 in Tokyo back on New Year's Eve 2012.
He's smart not to go crazy here. Silva still 10, punches ahead. 80 punches thrown, 31%. Oh, beautiful right hand.
Nice strike by Silva, coming in again to the corner. Ben Saddik, one shot, drops Silva. There it is, the one bullet in his chamber lands.
This is the problem. When you face a guy that's that big and he decides to finally come out of his cocoon to throw that right hand and it lands, then you got a big problem.
A sniper shot, and then Ben Saddik being admonished by referee Steve Mazzagatti.
Ben Saddik should go back to that straight right hand, because I'm not seeing the head movement anymore from Silva. That head movement was the thing that avoided that punch. Now he's kind of gone back to his old ways.
Floored Silva with the straight right hand. Under a minute now remaining in the fight.
Silva's hurt.
Silva on inline skates momentarily. Ben Saddik needs to put on the pressure. Double jab, high kick. 45 seconds left in the fight. Can Silva survive?
Ben Saddik being economical, believe it or not.
And Silva, that was ruled a slip by referee Mazzagatti, but Silva does not look good as he's being backed up by Ben Saddik. The knee, the straight right against the ropes.
If he doesn't get another knockdown and this goes to Silva, a lot of people...
Oh, and he's down for the second time in the round. The second time in the fight. A reversal of fortune here in round 3 for Jamal Ben Saddik. And wait a minute, Silva made it to his feet, and referee Mazzagatti didn't like what he saw. He stops the fight, and Jamal Ben Saddik pulls one out late in round 3.
That was completely crazy. Wow. Jamal Ben Saddik was basically sleepwalking through the first 2 rounds. Then all of a sudden he decided to fight, and look what happened. He planted Silva down 2 times. I don't have a problem with the stoppage.
Yeah, the somnambulant Jamal Ben Saddik turns into a sniper in round 3, and he hands Anderson Silva his 3rd straight setback.
Yeah, I think he's going to probably be working on the treadmill a little bit when he goes back home in a little bit, get more cardio happening. But man, he's still got the skills and the speed for a big guy.
Yeah,
if he gets in tip-top shape, it's going to be a big problem for anybody.
The equalizer, my man.
Totally.
So, Jamal Ben Saddik wins his 2nd straight after being suspended for disciplinary reasons after being disqualified against Hezdi Gergis in June of 2014. 2 knockdowns in round 3, that sledgehammer right hand.
It's a straight right, not even blocked. The head movement was gone. He was like waiting for the punch. And look at this. There's the right hand, the left hook. I mean, Silva was done. Yeah, he was going to take a lot of damage.
So, with an exclamation point on the proceedings, Jamal Ben Saddik battles back to stop Anderson Silva in the 3rd round, recording the TKO triumph. And he stops Silva with just 5 seconds left in the fight. Let's make it official with Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end with an official time of 2 minutes and 55 seconds of that third and final round. When our referee Steve Mazzagatti waves it off, your winner by technical knockout, Jamal Ben Saddik.
Jamal Ben Saddik with a come-from-behind win over Anderson Braddock Silva to put a big button on this edition of the Glory Super Fight Series.